Yeah.
Hi,
Hey, y'all.
everybody.
Hello.
I got your song, Marty. It's on my tablet.
Yeah, I got your email on that. Thank you.
Uh, the only wild card is how quickly it's going to scroll.
Well, I've got mine ready here anyway.
So
Like to have the
it says
chords
Gary
of the song.
and not just Gary Phelps.
It's because
I feel invisible.
I know.
I don't like being invisible.
Kevin, I appreciate you making those videos with the lyrics. I think that's a much better format. I'm just too lazy to figure it out.
I played several of them today, and it's a lot of fun. We get more people doing that.
Yeah, got at least one more doing it. So I'm glad to see Walter finally shook loose. I knew that was just a question of technology holding me back.
So everybody does know I have a last name, right? I don't know why it just shows.
Don't have any name on here apparently,
Oh,
so.
really? I got Gary.
Yours says Gary Phelps. Yours just says Gary.
Yeah, you're not on there.
I have a
No,
first
I'm
name.
not.
Paulette's not
I'm
here.
invisible. I'm Paulette.
Yeah.
What generates the names?
I have no idea. I suspect
It's got to be your Zoom account, right?
Okay,
Oh,
that's
that's
what
probably
it
it.
is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, well.
So go edit your personal profile
But
on
then
Zoom.
Marty was iPad for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that must be a function of the machine I was using because right now I'm not on the iPad, but when I'm on the iPad, it says iPad.
Oh, does it,
Oh, okay.
It did the last time.
Walter?
Maybe
all
just the name of the computer. 'Cause
Maybe.
So,
I'll have to look, see if it's just got Paulette.
Did y'all see that some doctor was on the internet explaining the worst things you can do to catch the COVID
Oh,
virus?
dear.
right.
And the absolute worst thing you can do is sing.
Oh,
Spreads
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
spreads it.
yeah, I
It's
saw
like,
that.
no. Okay,
it's
so
like
you can only
an
sing
order of
inside.
magnitude worse than
Because you're
I mean, it
It's
spreads
worse
it all.
either-
doing it, yeah.
It's worse even than sneezing, apparently.
Oh,
It
that's
is.
terrible.
so are you
I
saying,
thought so
Kevin,
too.
All right, I'll only sing inside then.
Kevin, are you saying we shouldn't be singing?
No, if you're in a group, you
Oh,
know,
oh.
it's easier to spread. And
I know, I
That's-
just-
early on, there was a choir in Washington State. Somebody
heard
had
about
it
that,
and
yeah.
was there, and like
Everybody
everybody in
got
the
it.
choir got it. It was early, like early in March.
So this is mainly a problem. If I'm sick, I'll get somebody else sick. At
That's
that
right.
point, that's not my problem.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, that choir, they were in a church, I think the size of a room the size of a volleyball court.
Really?
They were separated, but it didn't matter because of the the force of
Wow.
the droplets are expelled at when you're singing.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently, if you're going to hang out with people, you need to do it outside
Right.
because that it's the air that's just is stagnant and not recirculating at all that really does a number on people.
There's
Yeah.
a really good blogger. I don't know if anybody's seen this, but he's this guy that teaches immunology at the University of Massachusetts. And this thing that he wrote is going viral, and basically he explains in very clear language what the risks are
Being viral.
and why. Yeah, going viral is part of the fun.
Yeah,
If anybody's interested, I can send it.
Yeah.
But I'm following him because he's such a good writer, and he bases it all on science. He says, I'm not a COVID expert.
Today I saw something that was interesting. I don't know if this actually is true or not, but if you are walking, the virus will remain around you enough to be like 10 feet you have a trail of virus like 10
Oh,
feet
Lord.
long. And if you're running,
Ah,
you're leaving a trail of virus like 30 feet long.
Oh
I don't know if
God.
that's
Oh,
true
no.
or not.
Wow.
It's something else to be
Well,
afraid of.
That's not what I understood when they talked about it when I was listening. It might not have been the same thing, but it said basically if somebody runs past you, they're gone, and it's just that.
I hope that's
the
true
risk-
because in the grocery store, what happens is if I am coming close, if somebody in the aisle and I have to pass them, I like zip by as fast as possible. So
So the virus.
I'm hoping that does me some good or does the other person some good.
Yeah.
We'll give folks a couple more minutes. It's just a little after 7.
Hey, Paul, can you hear me?
We can.
Fred.
Hey, Fred. How are you?
Yeah.
Paul, were you associated with Bicycle Sports Shop?
No, I used to
No.
be a customer, but that's all.
I was wondering, I've seen you wear their t-shirts sometimes.
Oh, yeah, I used to be a big bicyclist. In fact, that's how I broke my back. Riding
Oh,
a bicycle.
really? Mountain biking or road biking?
Road bike, riding home from work.
Oh, Lord.
Ay.
That's terrible.
I'll get you to tell me that story one day.
I'll tell her
The
right
worst
now.
thing I've done is break my shoulder.
I was riding down a hill and I hit some sand and slid a little bit. Didn't go down, but I also didn't recover my curve. So the road bent to the left and I didn't. So I hit the curve and went over the handlebars and not positive, but I think I landed on a guardrail. There was a guardrail there, but anyway,
Ouch.
it was a hard fall.
Yeah.
Well, everybody that bicycles much has stories about.
Yeah, I was riding a 3-wheel bike back in the dark ages, and I was trying to get to work and was not paying attention, and I basically ran a stop sign, and the truck was coming, and I knew that he was going to get me, so I basically dumped the bike and slid. Now, dumping a 3-wheeled bike that weighs
That's
65
something, yeah.
pounds is a feat.
probably
Okay.
hard. Yeah, really.
But fortunately, I had a really thick sweater on and a helmet, and I was shook, but I wasn't killed. So I was pretty lucky with that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It taught me to be a lot more careful.
Paul, how long ago did you have your accident?
That was 2003 when I was 35.
Wow.
A buddy of mine and I rode across the United States in 2006 and 7.
Oh, that sounds like so much fun.
We had fair
I
amount
was-
of bicycling.
I was riding a fair amount then. I was riding about 7,500 miles a year for the last few years.
Wow.
Was that your main form of transportation?
Yeah, I was putting more miles on the bike than the car for sure.
Yeah,
Wow.
my son drives he has a bike with an electric assist,
Mm-hmm.
and he hasn't had a car in years. That's how he gets around. And I worry about him a little bit, but there's nothing I can do about it. So I
No,
threw it out of my mind.
a lot of people get away with it. I just wasn't one of them.
Yeah.
Either less.
Well, I can tell you on our bike ride across country, there was some times where I was kind of scared. Mainly traffic,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was occasionally scared by traffic, but more often I was scared by some stupid thing I did. Going way too fast down a hill with a turn in it, that sort of thing.
I still
Well, I
cycle.
pretty much stuck to mountain biking because I thought that, whatever dumbass thing I did, at least it was happening within a bicycle speed limit on
Well-
a trail, which isn't that fast, 15, 20 miles an hour.
I never did it on a mountain bike, but I've hit 60, so that's pretty fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Spicewood Springs Hill going down to 360, you can get up there.
That's
I never got to 60 on that. I've done well over 50 on that one, but my 60 miles an hour was going down Jester.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, you're braver than me. That kind of thing
That's
scares me.
just stupid, that's all.
Well, that's, yeah. We do those things, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Yeah. I don't know what that surface is like now, but it was smooth at the time, and I had a slight tailwind, so I couldn't do it every time. I could get close most times.
Can you hear me now?
Oh,
Yes.
there you are.
Hey, Mary Jane.
I think I'm here officially then, because I can see everybody and hear everybody.
Yeah, we can see you.
All right, all right.
Hey. Okay, let's get started then. So we're going to do these two songs at the beginning. Does anybody want to do them? Anybody want to do one of them?
What are the songs?
Every Day and Uncloudy Day.
You know them.
I
Every
think-
day I sing the blues, or
Yeah,
Buddy Holly song.
every day.
Walter's qualified to do every day.
oh, yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, I did them today with Kevin's video, but I would certainly don't mind doing them again.
You want to lead the group? Anybody?
I think
Want me to do it?
volunteered.
No. Oh, wait, we got somebody.
Yeah,
You volunteer, Walter?
volunteered Walter.
Yes. Am I muted? Can you hear me?
You're not muted now, but you were.
Oh, okay. How come you muted me while everybody else was talking?
But I didn't.
You muted yourself.
I didn't do anything.
Oh, well.
Okay. So Walter, let me spotlight you, and then we'll mute everybody, and then we'll come back to you. Oh, let's see. We want to share the screen. I forgot that last week.
Good.
Okay. And then-
Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, hold on. I have to mute everybody, and then I have to come back and unmute you. So hold on.
Where's Walter?
Okay, everybody's muted. Okay, you're unmuted now. Oh, wait, you're still muted, Walter. Walter, you're still muted. Hold on. It's not unmuting you. Walter, stop. You're still muted. Hold on. Where's Walter? Okay. Try it now.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Every day it's a getting closer, going faster than a roller coaster. Love like yours will surely come my way. Hey, hey, hey. Every day it's a getting faster. Everyone said go ahead and ask her. Go, love like yours will surely come my way. Hey, hey, hey. Every day seems a little longer. Every way love's a little stronger. Come what may, do you ever long for true love from me? Every day it's a getting closer, going faster than a roller coaster. Love like yours will surely come my way. Hey, hey, hey. Every day seems a little longer. Every way love's a little stronger. Come what may, do you ever long for true love from me? Every day it's a getting closer, going faster than a roller coaster. Love like yours will surely come my way. Hey, hey, hey. Love like yours will surely come my way.
All right.
Good job, Walter.
Sorry, I messed up on that one verse. Ah.
Oh, that was great.
Great. Well, I'll do Uncloudy Day then.
Ah, I forgot.
Uncloudy Day.
I think I know this one.
I played.
All righty. One, two, three. Tell me of a place far beyond the sky. Tell me of a home far away. Yes, they tell me of a land where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an uncloudy day. Oh, that land of a cloudless day. Oh, the land of an uncloudy sky. So tell me of a place where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an uncloudy day. Tell me of a land where my friends have gone. Tell me that my eyes shall behold, where he sits on a throne that is whiter than snow, in that city that is paved with gold. Oh, the land of cloudless days. Oh, that land of unclouded sky. Yes, they tell me of a place where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an uncloudy day. I'm not gonna play the kazoo, I'll just hum it. Bum ba da dum da 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 bum ba bum. Bum ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Tell me that he smiles on his children there. The smiles drive the sorrows all away. Where the tree of life in eternal bloom sheds its fragrance through the uncloudy day. Oh, that land of cloudless days. Oh, that land of an unclouded sky. Yes, they tell me of a place where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an uncloudy day. One more time. One, two. Oh, that land of the cloudless days. Oh, that land of an unclouded sky. Yes, they tell me of a place where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an uncloudy day. Great kazoo there.
7 is.
That's a good song.
Yes.
It has chords I can handle.
Yeah,
I got
and
it.
the range is good.
I
Not
am
too
Willie.
high, it's not too low.
Yeah,
Too high, it doesn't get too low.
pretty singable.
All righty. Did everybody see Bob's video for Thursday?
Yes.
Not yet.
Two Bobs now.
Yeah, right. He's got a clone.
Yeah, I wonder if Biden did that. Okay, well let's go around the screen. First one on my screen today is Marty. I know he's gonna play something.
Marty.
Goodness, I got to be ready then, don't I?
Yeah, well, it'll take me a minute here. Let me spotlight you and turn on the thing. And then I'll have to go back and mute everybody. Then I'll come back and unmute you. Hold on. Where's Marty? Marty. You hear me, Marty?
Yep.
Okay, you're unmuted now.
Okay. Oops, I got to press this.
How much time do you have on yours?
Man, I don't know.
You don't know?
Let's see if I can figure that out.
If you press the little down arrow and you touch it and hold it, the screen will pop up. It says change duration. You can sweep left and right, and it'll.
Mine's 318 is what I've got on it.
318. So I'll set mine the same. Yours. Okay.
She handled herself well, being handled by two guards. She looked like a prom queen in the back of the sheriff's car. The crowd lined up from the courthouse to the jailhouse down the street. How could they talk so bad about a girl that was so sweet? Rita's heart turned to ice on a hot night in July. She did what she had to do. They don't believe the reasons why. Now he used her for a doormat when he was sober enough to walk. As far as I'm concerned, he was Rita's only fault. You know, I've always loved her. One time she loved me too. First love never let me go the way that others do. She left me for the quarterback. I knew him back in school. He had a shiny car and a fast smile, but I always knew he was a fool. Rita's heart turned to ice on a hot night in July. She did what she had to do. I don't believe the reasons why. Now he used her for a doormat when he was sober enough to walk. As far as I'm concerned, he was Rita's only fault. Now I go to see her Sundays. I see her tears in her eyes. See that same sweet smile that hell just can't disguise. If I'd only known, I'd have done him in myself. Gladly take her place in that cold gray cell. Rita's heart turned to ice on a hot night in July. She did what she had to do. They don't believe the reasons why. Now he used her for a doormat when he was sober enough to walk. As far as I'm concerned, he was Rita's only fault. As far as as I'm concerned, he was Rita's only fault. He was Rita's only fault.
Very good.
Thank you.
That's great, Marty.
Who wrote that song?
Chris Knight. Well, I don't know. I think it was Chris Knight that wrote it. I know it was Chris Knight that sang it. And he's a singer-songwriter, so I assume he wrote it.
Yeah.
But he's really great. I like him.
Okay, the next one on my screen is Brenda. Do you want to do one, Brenda?
I'm still in progress on one. I'll have to try it next week.
Okay. Gary and Paulette.
Okay. Well, we have a song that we're going to do next week that we're going to
Okay.
practice.
But we got one for tonight that's
But we didn't
just
have-
2 chords, so.
We didn't have
Oh.
time to practice the other one,
Yeah.
so we're
Two
going
You
to.
chords
can
are
play
great.
one chord tonight and the other chord next week.
Hey,
hold on, let me
finally a
stop
song
that
I
in.
can play. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
this is, yeah, just C and G jambalaya. So
Oh, cool.
Okay, hold on, let me mute
It's a
everybody.
great song.
Good song. And okay, you're unmuted.
Okay. Goodbye, Joe. Me gotta go. Me oh my oh. Me gotta go pull the Beatles down the bayou. My Yvonne, the sweetest one. Me oh my oh. Son of a gun, we're gonna have big fun on the bayou. Jambalaya, crawfish pie, and filet gumbo. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna see my Cheramio. Big guitar, fill faster jar, and big ayo. Son of a gun, we're gonna have big fun on the bayou. Thibodeau, Fontano, the place is buzzing. Kinfolk come to see Yvonne by the dozen. Dress in style and go hog wild, me oh my oh. Son of a gun, we're gonna have big fun on the bayou. Jambalaya, crawfish pie, and filet gumbo. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna see my Cheramio. Big guitar, fill fruit jar, and big ayo. Son of a gun, we're gonna have big fun on the bayou. Settle down far from town, give me a beetle, and I'll catch all the fish in the bayou. Swap my mom to buy Yvonne what she need, oh. Son of a gun, we're gonna have big fun on the bayou. Jambalaya, crawfish pie, and filet gumbo. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna see my Cheramio. Big guitar, fill fruit jar, and big ayo. Son of a gun, we're gonna have big fun on the bayou. Son of a gun, we're gonna have big fun on the
Anyway,
That was great.
so there were only 2 chords in that song, and I started on the wrong one.
Yeah.
Take a chance.
Okay, the next person in my grid is Gary. Gary Goble.
Yeah, I got a short one. I'm not going to sing it because I can't sing.
Sure you can.
Hold on, let me spotlight you and mute everybody. I'll come
right.
back and unmute you. Mute all. Okay, you're unmuted.
All right. Moon River, by the way, Henry Mancini, so everybody knows the words. And that's it.
Well done.
Kevin, you're muted.
There they are.
Am I now? I'm not muted now, am I?
Good now.
Okay. That was great, Gary.
Thank you.
Next one on my grid is Mimi.
I've got one.
Okay, hold on.
Oops, I have to find my music. Okay, here it is.
Gotta mute everybody. Okay, you're unmuted.
Okay. The mailman passes by, and I just wonder why he never stops to ring my front doorbell. There's not a single line from that dear old love of mine. No, not a word since I last heard farewell. I'm gonna sit right down and write myself a letter and make believe it came from you. I'm gonna write words oh so sweet. They're gonna knock me off my feet. A lot of kisses on the bottom. I'll be glad I got 'em. I'm gonna smile and say I hope you're feeling better. And close with love the way you do. I'm gonna sit right down and write myself a letter and make believe it came from you.
Yeah.
That's a nice song.
Nice.
Great
I like that.
song.
That's Waller. Made
Yeah.
it famous, but apparently he didn't write it. I always thought he wrote it, but
You know when that was written?
that was written in 1935.
That's a great tune.
Yeah.
Back when people wrote letters.
Right.
What a thought.
I'm gonna sit right down and write myself, or write yourself a tweet.
The tweet.
email.
Exactly.
Write myself an email.
Doesn't fit.
None
Email
have
is
the same
passe.
ring to it.
Tweet is more like it.
What's that? Tweet, tweet.
Let's all sing like the birdies sing.
Okay. The next one on my square is Walter.
Oh.
You want to do a tune, Walter?
Yep, I planned this out.
Tuned up.
Get my kazoo.
It's-
Go.
don't
I
know.
did a lot of digging around looking for
Right,
old
you did.
songs
Yeah.
this past week. You know, you get a lot of time on your hands and gotta find something to do.
Okay, I'm going to mute everybody. Hold on a second. And then, okay, you're unmuted.
Okay. So I started digging around. I found a couple of songs. This is the first one of the group, and it is an old song called Jada. I don't know if you've ever heard it. It's a favorite of Dixieland bands. I used to go to classic jazz events, and they had a lot of Dixieland bands, which I love. I love listening to them. And this was a song they always played, but never heard of it done on a ukulele. Heard about your raggy melodies, everything from opera to harmony. But I have a little song that I will sing to you. It's gonna win you through and through. There ain't much to the words, but the music is grand, and you'll be singing it to beat the band. So now you've heard of your will-o'-the-wisp, but give a little listen to this. Right here, I have to switch my fingers. Never mind. Jada, 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 ding, ding, ding. Jada, 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 ding, ding, ding. That's a funny little bit of melody. It's so soothing and good feeling to me. It goes jada, 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 ding, ding, ding. Everyone was singing a Hawaiian strain. Everyone seemed to have it on their brain. Yaka Hickey Hula Doo was all the craze. That's the one that had 'em dazed. Oh, the object now is for something new, something that will appeal to you. So here's a little melody that you will find will linger there in your mind. It goes jada, 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 jing, jing, jing. Jada, 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 jing, jing, jing. It's a funny little bit of melody. It's so soothing and appealing to me. It goes jada, 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 jing, jing, jing.
That was great, Walter.
There's nothing like a Dixieland band song.
That's a great tune.
It was perfect on the
The
ukulele.
one thing that I find
Yeah.
a little upsetting about the song is there's a line in there talking about Hawaiian music, because this was written immediately after the big hoo-ha about the ukuleles in Hawaii at the Pacific Exposition. And here in the song, they call it Yaka Hickey Hula Doo.
Yeah.
I guess that's
That's a
supposed to be
song.
Hawaiian.
That's a song. Yakahiki Hula Dula. Hula
It
Dula.
really is?
A song.
It really is.
Oh, I see.
I've got it. I've got it, and I've got multiple ukulele parts, and then there's a strumming, and there's some lyrics to it as well. It was a real song. It was a real fake Hawaiian song.
Did you think that was a disparaging remark, maybe? Or?
Well, I thought it was making fun of the Hawaiian language.
Oh, okay, all right.
Oh, it absolutely is. But it was a real song. I mean, after the Pacific Exposition, there was just this fluorescence of fake Hawaiian music where people, it wasn't Hawaiian music, it was what people thought Hawaiian music might be. You know, and these were people in New York on Tin Pan Alley writing
Oh,
Hawaiian.
too bad.
Well, they'd know the Hawaiian language really well, wouldn't they?
They would, yeah.
When was that exhibition?
Oh, it was 1917, 18, or maybe it was 19. I don't even know. It
think it's
was
15.
immediately after World War I.
1915, I think.
Really
After
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in San Francisco, right?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 1915. Yeah.
If you've ever gone down and seen the Palace of Fine Arts in San
Yeah.
Francisco,
Mhm.
I believe that is the only existing building from the grounds of that exhibition. I think I read that.
Yeah,
but-
no,
That's
that is
right.
one of the
Yeah.
buildings.
And where is that?
San Francisco.
Ah,
Yeah, it's right
The,
by the marina area.
Right.
Yeah. It's on the
this-
northern part of San Francisco before you get to the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah. That's been rebuilt.
Well, I think it's been rebuilt. It's been turned into a museum and
Right.
turned into other things.
I think the original was like made of plaster, and this one's made of concrete.
Ah,
People liked it so well, they had to make a more permanent structure.
right. I remember I grew up in Los Angeles, and a group of friends and I went up on a trip and the last year of high school. And that was like the place we went to because we just thought that was the coolest thing.
It's a very cool thing. Yeah.
Did you grow up in a microbus?
Excuse me?
Did you grow up in a microbus?
Not at all.
I thought maybe that was the
Very
60s.
conventional.
Isn't there a song, if you're going to San Francisco, be sure to wear some flowers in your hair?
Yeah,
Like that?
right.
Right.
So what part of Los Angeles, Walter?
Covina, if you know where that is.
Yeah, I grew up there too, in the valley.
Alrighty. So the next one on my grid is Fred. You want to do a tune, Fred?
I'm tempted to try one of these days, but not tonight. Thank you.
Okay. And then Mary Jane. You want to do a tune, Mary Jane?
Sure.
Okay, hold on. Mute everybody. Unmute. Okay, you're unmuted now.
Okay, this one's another one of my originals, and it's called the Indoor Orange Cat Blues. You can decide for yourself whether it's really a blues song or not, but it has a chorus to the tune of the Winnsboro Cotton Mill Blues, so that might give it some legitimacy as a blues song. But of course, it's about a cat. Open the door and let me out. Don't you see I need to get about? You've got cushy couches and a litter box. For me, the outdoors is a place that rocks. I got the blues. I got the blues. I got the indoor orange cat blues. The other day when you thought I was dead, I was locked up in the garden shed. 18 hours, no food or drink. That's an experience to make you think. I got the blues. I got the blues. I got the indoor orange cat blues. I love you guys, you comb my furs. You keep me healthy and you pet my fur. I love you guys, you give me food. But I want out in the neighborhood.
That was
We
great.
run our indoor
Right.
orange cat.
Mary Jane, that's my favorite of all of your compositions. I must say, I like that song.
I like it a lot too.
That was a great one.
Somebody that said that. I don't have the whole gallery yet at this point.
What's that orange cat's name?
His
And,
name
This is
this
Charlie.
is Charlie.
Charlie?
Charlie. We have a black one named Eddie.
Charlie.
Mary Jane, did you lock your cat in the shed?
it was an accident, you know how they follow you around
Just-
outside, and he
it was a
followed
true story.
Bob out there, I think, and he then got shut up in there, and we didn't know where he was. That's why I said the other day when you thought I was dead, that something could have got him.
Oops.
But actually now he really is an indoor cat because we only let him go out if he's supervised, like take him for a walk around the backyard and then back in again. That's all he gets to do anymore.
You have a leash for him?
Something bit him real bad, and it cost me about $1,000 to fix it. And
Oh.
I said, "Oh no, I don't think I want to go through this again."
Okay.
That was great.
I just
Next
didn't
one,
know
I think it's Steven.
how true to life it was, you know? Sounds like pretty true to life.
Yeah, well, most of my songs are true stories of some sort or another. This one just happens to be right with me, you know, right around my house.
Steve, you want to do something?
I don't have a song, but I've been working on this little chord progression. It's kind of fun. I thought I'd share it with you. If you guys, there's a group I follow in Wales called Ukulele Wales, and she does little videos on instruction and whatnot.
Okay, let me
But the
mute
chord
everybody.
progression is
I
really
can
help
unmute.
practice the
Hold on a
B
second.
minor. Okay. Okay.
Mute you. Mute everybody. And then. Okay, you should be unmuted now. You there?
Okay. This chord progression just goes from F to was it D minor to B flat to C. So just going through it. And that's basically it. And I thought that's a song. I've heard that before, though I don't know what song it's from. And I've just sort of modified it by basically like lifting up a finger to change the chords a little bit. So it goes from here. That's it.
Very nice.
Well, I got you here. I just want to let you know, if you guys don't follow my YouTube channel, I'm doing a giveaway. I built this dulcimer out of a cardboard box. It's a little kit, and I'm giving it away. And so there's a YouTube video up on my channel, Steve Strings, and the instructions on how to win it, if you want to win it, are on there. So check it out.
Hey, Steve, while you're talking dulcimers, I was listening to your video today, and I'm curious how that thing is tuned.
Yeah.
How are those three strings tuned?
D-A-D.
D-A-D. Okay.
D-A-D.
All right.
Yeah, typically dulcimers are either D-A-A or D-A-D. And that's the one that I picked there.
All right. Well, I was listening. For all the world, I could not figure out how there was different from like 1 and a 4, 1 and a 4. Where's the other string? Well, there's a twin. No wonder I couldn't figure it out.
Are the two D's an
Well, some dulcimers are 4 strings, and they have a chorus of 2 on the ones closest to you, on what are called the melody strings.
Uh-huh.
And they'll have like a reentrant tuning, and then like a high and a low
Okay.
D. But others will just have 3 strings, and it's reentrant. The high string is closest to you, and that's the melody note. And you can play melodies on just that one string as you're strumming up and down the neck. I mean, it's really neat. You can, I think on my video I did Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and some 12-bar blues.
Can you play a little bit of it now? Just a teeny bit?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Again, usually you play this in your lap. Yeah, I'll just do it here. Let's see. So the dulcimer just has whole notes, so it's kind of hard to, go too sour on your notes there. It's really neat because it's basically just a fretted stick that you glue onto a box that you glue together. It's really easy to build and fun.
Hey, Steve,
Very cool.
are the Ds the same octave or are they an octave apart?
They're an octave apart.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, D-A-D, octave apart. So the high note is closest to you.
Okay.
I did another video on my channel. It's a stick dulcimer banjo. So basically it looks like a banjo, but it has 3 strings and it has the dulcimer fretting on it. And I have that. The high string is low, like on the ukulele, the low string would probably be low, or the guitar, the high string would be like, close to the floor. But you can check that one out. And one of the things I did in the video is I asked folks to make suggestions on what I should build for my next giveaway. So if you're interested, check it out and tell me what I should build next.
Do you have instructions on how to build that one in your video stream?
He has a video.
Yeah,
of
well,
it.
last week I did a video where I showed how I built it.
Okay.
Like I basically did 3 videos. One was an unboxing video where I looked to see what's in it. I did another video, it's like 45 minutes long, where I actually showed the process of building it. And then the one I posted yesterday is the giveaway video where I tell you how to get it. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to build one using 2 cigar boxes put together, and then like a candy tin. So the candy tin will serve sort of like a banjo-ish sound, but it still has the box of the dulcimer. And so I think I'm going to build one of those. So I'm not sure that'll be the one I give away, but I think I'm going to build them.
Cool.
I love the build video. It was so much like what I would do out there in a grassy field with the spray paint and the stuff falling on it.
Yeah, for those of you who didn't see it, I took a step and it knocked a stick up into the wet paint.
Oh, geez.
Well, it had been raining for a week, and I thought, man, I need to get this thing painted. And we had a sunny day, but the wind is blowing at like 20 knots out there. So it was not ideal.
Oh, well.
That's funny.
Gave me a lot of confidence that I could be successful in that project.
You can, and I mean, it's really nothing to it. I mean, if I had done nothing but just glue this thing on, I mean, if I had not painted it,
right,
or had not stained it or anything else, it'd have been just fine. I mean, it's a great little kit.
Yeah.
Easy.
Oh.
Well, thanks for watching, Paul.
Yeah, no problem. I enjoyed it.
So where did Kevin go?
I don't know.
I thought about cutting that out, but I thought, no, people will get a laugh out of that.
Oh, yeah, that probably got you.
Oh, the harp. The harp you've been working on.
Oh,
So
wow.
this also is cardboard. It's a cardboard. I can't play it.
I did something else I should probably share with you.
Get
But
Karen
my
in there to
wife
play
plays
it.
What?
Get Karen to come in here and play it.
Karen, come play your cardboard harp.
See how that goes
No.
over.
There's
Sorry.
something else I did. But my very first cigar box instrument was a cigar box guitar, but it was a 1-string one with a diddly bow, and it was this. And so what I did was I actually cut it down shorter and made it into a 3-string one and shaped the neck a little better. And I've got a hinge on it here for the tailpiece, and I can play some slide if you want to hear that.
Yeah. Go for it.
Okay.
Yes.
We never found your slide.
Again, so this is a cigar box guitar tuned E, B, E. And there's no frets on it, so I play it with a slide. And again, just so you know, the nut on it is actually a screw, and the bridge and saddle is a bridge and saddle I harvested off of a SpongeBob ukulele, and the tuners came from the same SpongeBob ukulele. So,
Cool.
anyway,
Nothing but
so
high
this is a
quality
slide.
stuff.
Exactly. Anyway, I won't make you suffer anymore.
That's
I'm
cool.
trying to learn how to play this slide. It's kind of fun.
You just slide on the ukulele.
Great.
Yeah.
Paul, do you want to play something?
Sure. I didn't make anything special, so I'll just play something I've played recently, and maybe I can still remember it.
All righty. Hold on a second here. Okay, you're unmuted.
All right. Fairy tales can come true. It can happen to you if you're young at heart. For it's hard, you will find, to be narrow of mind if you're young at heart. You can go to extremes with impossible schemes. Laugh when your dreams come apart at the seams, and life gets more exciting with each passing day. And love is either in your heart or on its way. Don't you know that it's worth all the treasure on earth to be young at heart? For as rich as you are, it's much better by far to be young at heart. And if you should survive to 105, look at all you'll derive from being alive. And this is the best part, you get a head start if you are among the very young at heart. And if you should survive to 105, look at all you'll derive from being alive. This is the best part, you get a head start because you are among the very young at heart.
That was great.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Thanks.
And from memory, no less.
Yeah,
I didn't remember it as well as I wished I would, but
That's amazing.
It sounded great. So I'm the last one. I don't have anything to play, but I
Oh,
wanna.
I don't believe that.
yeah.
I
Play
wanna.
something.
I wanna do a commercial
Okay.
to encourage any and all of y'all to do a play along video to put up on our YouTube stuff. So Walter did one today. It turned out great. Actually, he did two. I just haven't put them all together. So all you have to do is record a video of yourself or yourselves playing and singing, and if you ideally do one of the songs we've done here, one of the song sheets that we put out, and then send me the video. I put this in the email yesterday, and then I'll run it through my OBS stuff, and I'll put the lyrics so they scroll next to you. And then we'll put it up on the YouTube channel so everybody can come and play along with you. So up to now, it's just been me and Paul doing that, and I know everybody's getting sick of me. So I want to get some other people in there singing. So if you have any interest at all in doing
Well, you
it,
guys are probably the best singers and players.
no. Walter, what was your experience? I mean, it didn't seem like it took you very long to put those together.
Well, I just used, I have a Macintosh and it was a photo booth is the software. Basically, you click a button, it starts recording you, and then at the end you stop it and you can save it or you can export it. The one thing I found that was interesting was this was a song that lasted, I think, a little less than 2 minutes, and it was 95 megabytes. The
Yeah.
documents are huge, but it was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Once I realized what I was doing, I was totally confused and nervous at first, but then it wasn't bad.
Turned
It's
out
really
great.
pretty simple. I mean, if you could do this Zoom stuff, you could do it. Don't use Zoom. Zoom would be terrible.
Can you use like QuickTime or
Yeah.
just
Anything that'll record either a .mov file or an MP4.
okay?
And, you know, everybody here, everybody that I see has great resolution. I mean, it would make a great little sing-along video. Just, the hints I would give is wait a few seconds before you start. Don't go right at it, you know, give it a few, or count in or something. And then at the end, pause and allow the audience to go wild. A little bit of time there. So when you transition out, it doesn't catch you like going, oh.
All my videos end in that.
Yeah.
Not all of them.
Okay, Kevin, so this is just playing the song. It's not matching it to anybody else.
Right, just play the song. And if you do one that we've done, it doesn't have to be in this current songbook. It could be one we did last fall or whenever. Then I've already got it in OnSong, and then I can scroll the lyrics with it and put that together and make a sing-along video out of it.
All right.
So how do you? I mean, where are we uploading these to?
If in my email, I provided a link to my Dropbox, and I'll send it out again.
Okay.
So I've set up a Dropbox upload site so you can stick them on there.
Okay.
I'm backing up my hard drive to it right now.
Sweet.
Just load her up.
You know, the other thing you can do is if you try to send it through an email, like through Gmail, because it's so big, it'll say, do you want to store it in your Gmail drive, whatever,
Google
and then
Drive.
it'll send a link. Yeah, and then it'll send a link. So you don't have to go and find Dropbox for things. You can just put it right there.
Yeah,
puts it there for your email.
Kevin wants it in his Dropbox.
That means you have.
I don't really care. I don't really care if it.
Well, the point
as long as
is,
I can get
it's a link to it, so you can link it and then drop it in your Dropbox. So.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'll only keep it until I finish the video and get it uploaded to YouTube, and then I'll destroy it forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was actually going to, I was probably going to do this at the beer thing, but I was going to do Ragtime Cowboy Joe tonight, and that's one that you have a song list thing on it. And I was going to suggest that you play the song, roll the song so that people could sing along tonight.
Oh, okay. I can do that.
Then,
Hey, before we start changing to the beer time, I want to let everybody know that Bob Guz is gonna, and I and Jen and all the rest are gonna work on another one of these collaborative videos for this upcoming Thursday night song.
Oh, they sucked you in again.
You didn't learn your lesson.
Actually, I volunteered.
Oh.
What I want to do, if everybody at Tug is still okay with it, is I'd sure like everybody to be playing next Tuesday night that song, and we'll do the same kind of thing, that we did the last time.
Oh, you want to do the Zoom?
Yeah.
I thought that worked well.
Because I think that really worked well and shows we're all participating,
And all we have to do is lip sync.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
I was playing a whole different song.
I noticed.
What's
Good
the
for you.
song? What's the song, and what's it going to be?
What, do you want to dance or something?
I want to dance with somebody.
I want to dance with somebody. I think I know.
Some 80s song. Whitney Houston.
It has to be an 80s song.
1987.
Let It
which of the
Be,
two
that was
Bobs
not
do
an
you
80s
think
song.
is all into the 80s songs?
Let It Be wasn't from the 80s, was it?
No.
When was Let It Be out? Wasn't it about late
About
60s?
69.
70.
69 or 70?
75 maybe?
No, it wasn't 75.
No,
It was
They broke
recorded
up
in
in 79.
'69 and released in 1970, I think.
Right. Thank you, Walter. That's what I
Thank you.
Well, sounds like the time to make the
Okay.
Brewmasters of America have asked us all to drink a beer tonight and get together and play ukulele for a while longer.
Okay, I'll be back.
Now
All
is
right.
the time to
Well, I'm
get
gonna go
together
get a
and
beer
enjoy
then.
it.
I actually have beer finally.
Oh, good.
All right.
Go get a beer. I'll have a sip out of yours.
All right, now I'm gonna go. The wife is like, I'm in San Antonio now, not in Austin. So the
Oh.
wife kind of thinks I should be down there with her. So
Yeah,
let
whatever.
me go. It's good seeing y'all again.
Since you're out of town so much, that we'll let you off, Steve. Take care.
Bye.
Thanks for the education tonight.
Yeah, that was great. I like that little segment.
Thanks. I'm glad. Yeah.
Do y'all know Green Day? Do you know the band Green Day?
No.
This is a parody of a Green Day song. I'll play it for you while we're waiting for the beer to come back.
Okay.
Hey, honey, have you gained some weight in your rear end? The dress you wear reminds me of my old girlfriend. And where'd you get those shoes? I think they're pretty lame. Would you stop talking now? I'm trying to watch the game. If you're a man who wants to live a long and happy life, these are the things you don't say to your wife. I planned a hunting trip next week on your birthday. I didn't ask you, but I knew it'd be okay. Go make some dinner while I watch this fishing show. I taped it over our old wedding video. If you're a man who wants to live a long and happy life, these are the things you don't say to your wife. Your cooking is okay, but not like Mother makes. The diamond in the ring I bought you is a fake. Your eyes look puffy, dear. Are you feeling well? Happy anniversary, I brought you a treadmill. If you're a man who wants to live a long and happy life, these are the things you don't say to your wife. If you're a man who doesn't want to get killed with a knife, these are the things you don't say to your wife.
That's great.
That was pretty cool.
Great.
Good one.
Great.
Now
That's a
you
good
need to
one.
write that one up and do the video on it and have the words scroll.
That wouldn't be too hard. I can do that.
That'd be a nice one for that.
Who
Marty,
wrote
did-
that parody?
Tim Hawkins.
Marty, did you send that COVID song around to the uke group?
No, I just sent it to you and a few friends, a few other friends.
Which COVID song is that?
I'll send it out.
Can you
Okay.
put on-
I don't want to affect anybody's
Spoil
judgment.
it? Okay.
It's a song a lady wrote. She's a teacher and she wrote a song about her experiences with COVID.
Oh,
It's really interesting.
Ah,
Oh, I've heard that one. I've heard that one.
All righty.
Okay.
Don't want to give it away.
Got something to drink?
yeah, I heard one. It's called "Staying Inside." It's to the tune of "Staying Alive." It's pretty good. I don't know how to play it yet, but I'll work on it some more.
There are a few good parodies running
Cowboy
around.
Joe, Mary Joe, Mary Jane, Mary Joe.
Yeah, I'd like to do it. I thought, did you find the words for
I did.
them?
What
That's
song you're doing, Mary Jane?
it's called Ragtime Cowboy Joe. I did it once for the group
Yep.
as
I like
a
this song.
open mic for the group. Me, he'd been playing it.
Okay, you're in unison
This
now,
isn't
Richard.
this isn't the key I do it in.
What key do you do it in?
D.
D?
D and E seventh. Yeah, you switched the key on me. But maybe we won't be able to play along because I can only play it and sing it in this one key. Starts with a D's. Oh, you can. Oh, that's
I'm trying to
amazing.
find.
That's
How's
it.
that?
That's
Is
it.
that it?
Yeah, I think so. That looks pretty good. And then I remember, oh, I can't do anything. I remember when you had it before. Can you scroll up a little bit so I can see the end of the, yeah, there's a line missing where it says son of a gun from Arizona, Ragtime Cowboy Joe. There's another line called, and it's talk about your cowboy, Ragtime Cowboy Joe. So
That's
just
at the
so
end.
you don't
I have
get-
that. That's at
oh,
the
there it
end.
is at the end, but it's just part of the chorus. I mean, the way I learned it, it's part of the chorus. It wasn't just an extra thing. But yeah, I'm ready. Well, almost ready. I still have to get. I don't even have a ukulele. There, I have one. Yeah, I've got a kazoo, but no ukulele. Okay, I've got my own song sheet. Out in Arizona where the bad men are, the only friend to guide you is an evening star. The roughest, toughest man by far is Ragtime Cowboy Joe. Joe got his name from singing to the cows and sheep. Every night they say he sings the herd to sleep in a basso rich and deep, crooning soft and low. He always sings raggy music to the cattle as he swings back and forward in the saddle on a horse that is syncopated, gaited. There's such a funny meter to the roar of his repeater, how they run when they hear that fellow's gun, because the western folks all know he's a highfalutin, smooth shooting son of a gun from Arizona. Ragtime cowboy, talk about your cowboy, Ragtime Cowboy Joe. He's dressed up every Sunday in his Sunday clothes. He beats it for the village where he always goes. And every girl in town is Joe's, 'cause he's a ragtime bear. And when he starts his feeling on the dance hall floor, no one but a lunatic would start a war. Wise men know his 44 makes men dance for fair. He always sings raggy music to the cattle as he swings back and forward in the saddle on a horse that is syncopated, gaited, and there's such a funny meter to the roar of his repeater, how they run when they hear that fellow's gun, because the western folks all know he's a highfalutin, scootin', shootin' son of a gun from Arizona. Ragtime cowboy, talk about your cowboy, Ragtime Cowboy Joe.
Thank you. That was great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, I've only played it once for the group that time at Hancock Center, so I thought it was about time. And knowing that there's a song sheet too, at one point we were thinking about it maybe being one of our songs, but we never did play it in the group, to my knowledge.
Yeah, it sounds like it would be a fun song for a whole group of people.
Yeah.
We're dark.
And a kazoo, Walter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Any other songs we want to do?
We're not ready.
Next week.
Next week.
Next week.
Now, next week, I hope to have Flatfoot Flugie to
With
sing.
Floyd.
I'm looking forward to it.
My mother is 103, and she grew up with all those songs. And when she turned 80, one of my brothers and, well, Gary and I and his wife, we took her to a jazz club, and she got up in front of the band and sang Minnie the Moocher.
Oh, how cool.
Wow.
Yeah, I listened to that Floyd
Another song.
quite a bit this
Yeah,
week.
but she
That's a
talked
great
about
song.
Flatfoot Flugie with the Floydoy a lot.
Well, here, let me just sing the first verse of it. I'm going to sing the whole song next week, but I need to practice it.
Yeah.
Flatfoot Flugie with the Floyd. Flatfoot Flugie with the Floyd. Flatfoot Flugie with the Floyd. Floydoy. So that's how it goes, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's
It's all
good.
those diminished chords that mix me up, and I think Paul was helping me see if we could find some kind of substitution for them. It's later in the song, though.
Too funny.
If I remember right, that was written in 1938.
It was number 2 on the record charts in 1938.
Wow. They had record charts in 1938?
Well, they had records.
Okay.
Yep,
I wonder if she
they kept track of all that stuff.
Okay. Good to know.
I read the Wikipedia article on the song. And back then, apparently, when people released records, it wasn't like one artist. It was, they'd have 4 or 5 different artists release it the same year.
They still had I think it was still, in 1924, 1924 was the first year where there were more records sold than sheet music.
Oh.
But the idea, the music publishing business, the music business was still about publishing music. So I think their notion was the more people that could cover a song, the more money they would make, because they were making money from selling the song, not selling records. And they, a big part of the music business, up even through the early 30s, were these guys that would go around and demonstrate sheet music. They would go around and play the piano, and they would play sheet music to get people to buy sheet music. Irving Berlin, that's how he got started. Traveled around playing songs, on pianos at music stores to sell sheet music.
Buy our sheet music, you can play as well as we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw a American Masters program on Charlie Pride, of all people.
We saw that, yeah.
And it was pretty interesting, actually. He just kept singing, and people got used to the whole idea, and they said, "Hey, this guy can sing," And his manager saved every one of his records when they came out, and he presented them to him on this video, right? And there was 50 of them, right? Well, here's the one from 1952, and here's the one from 1947, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, there's a guy named Preston Pride. I own a building in Calvert, downtown. There's a guy named Preston Pride that worked in the in that building for a number of years. He was the cousin to Charlie.
Ah.
So
Really?
Yeah.
had some stories about Charlie Pride, and of course, this guy was black, and he's like, "Man, I just can't believe a black man could make it in the country business." But that was pretty cool that he did.
Yeah, he was a trailblazer. That's for sure.
Well, how's everybody doing?
Doing all right.
Ready for it to be over, but
Really ready for it to be over.
It looks like nothing is going to really seriously open until at the very earliest, the 1st of June. They're going to open some things, but it's not smart for people to go out until probably the 1st of June.
And I don't even know if it'll be smart then, unless we
It may not be.
the testing.
Well, basically, I'm going to wait until Dr. Fauci says it's time to go out.
Come on,
And
Dr.
2 weeks after, and 2 weeks after that, I'm going out.
Yeah, right.
Whenever that might be.
Well, I've got one data point on that. A friend of mine and I went out last Monday to FD, Fish Daddy's up on 35. They're open.
Yeah.
That was quite an experience.
Oh, yeah?
They meet you at the door, and they've got this thermometer thing. They say, you got to take your temperature. So they poke it up on your, point it at your forehead and take that. And they've got this hand washing thing where you go in. And when you get inside, 3/4 of the tables have tape across it saying, "Don't sit there." And the young lady that was the waitress came up, and she was the only person that we dealt with there. And she had a mask on, and they had paper menus that were not, commonly used menus. I got the impression they take that menu and throw it away
Right.
when you're done,
Yep.
That's what they
So
said.
we ordered our food, we got our food, and it was like, I had some French fries with mine, and I wanted some salt. I looked on the table, and there's no salt or anything out there,
Yeah.
So you have to ask for it. They bring out this little container, one-use container of salt. So
Oh dear.
they were real careful about everything. I felt real good, actually, because the way they were being real strict about not having any cross-contamination.
What was the place? What was the name of it?
It's used to be called Fish Daddy's. Now it's called the FD Grill, because they wanted to be, this is years ago. They changed the name. They wanted to appeal to more than just fish stuff. But,
All right.
they have steak and fish.
Good.
And I had met the owner of that at a party a year ago or so, and so I felt pretty comfortable he was going to be managing it right. So that was just my one and only experience.
Well, I've been out exactly twice to go get takeout. In all of this, I've been cooking all my meals at the house. It's been an adventure.
Yeah.
It's the high point of my day. What funny thing can I make for dinner tonight?
Yeah,
through the recipe.
I broke down and made tortillas the other day
Good.
with mixed results.
Our neighbors
Flour
across
or
the
corn?
street-
Flour.
Our neighbors.
Yeah, I
across
actually had some flour up on the high shelf in my cabinet, and I said, "Oh, I've got flour!
Yeah.
So I made some tortillas. The first 3 was fairly bad, and the next 3 were okay.
Our neighbors across the street have been cooking a lot at home, and all that stuff. And they've been saying they've been gaining weight. They call it the quarantine 15. Extra pounds.
Yeah, right.
Apparently that's a.
Well, I've learned how to bake bread,
lot of
which
people
I've
are
never
doing
done
it.
before in my life.
Apparently,
Wow.
bread is a very popular thing to do
I've
right now,
been
especially
baking
How
sourdough.
hard it is to
I've
find
been making all our bread for the last
in
10
the
years,
grocery
and now
store.
they don't have flour, and it's like, those of us who usually use flour really need our flour back.
Right, right.
Well, you can't find yeast either.
I know, but you can do sourdough, which I've been doing, so you can just kind of make your own yeast.
Yeah, I got a sourdough starter kit,
Yeah.
and I keep it in the back of the refrigerator, and I try to keep it renewed all the time.
Yeah,
Um,
every few weeks you gotta feed it. I've discovered this cool thing where you discard part of the sourdough starter when you start a new batch.
Yeah.
And I always hated just throwing that away, and I've discovered a way to make crackers out of that.
There's actually a whole list of recipes
Yeah.
that you could make. Make the pancake and waffle mix
Yeah.
with sourdough starter. You leave it overnight. You make up the batter, you leave it overnight, and then make pancakes or waffles in the morning.
Yeah.
And it's really good, and it has that sourdough flavor.
Huh. Okay.
I would never have guessed we'd run out of yeast like this.
I know.
Not everything. It's just strange.
Funny.
It's just
Yeah, it's
strange.
strange.
Oddball things that we have a run on, though.
Well, it's just funny that everybody took up baking. I mean, it's like,
Something interesting to do while you're stuck at home. You can also beat the thing, and it gets out some of the aggravation.
Well, I think that's why my tortillas were so marginal, because I got a little bit carried away with it. You're only supposed to knead it like 12 times, and I think I was a little bit too OCD about it.
Talk about shortages makes me think of a video a friend of mine sent around. It's pretty crude, but I'll clean it up a little bit. This guy was filming down the road there, and he said, "Man, you see that over there on that hill over there? There was a crackhead gal that came up to me, and she said, 'I'll perform a sex act and give you a donut for a roll of toilet paper.'"
No.
And he says, "Man, this is getting kind of weird. It's getting
Yeah, sounds very weird.
And in the camera, he had a donut. He says, "Watch out, she went over that way."
Yeah, I saw a cartoon with the four horsemen of the apocalypse, and one of them had rolls of toilet paper on his little saddle horn or something. It was really weird.
Yeah, this is weird times. I don't think we're
Yes, indeed.
I don't think we're gonna get back to anything close to normal until they get a vaccine developed and distributed.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and
The
I
testimony
think
before the Senate this morning, and Dr. Fauci was one of the people they were interviewing, and
yeah,
he was trying to put an optimistic face on things, but you could tell he is saying that, please don't go out of your house basically for several more months at least. The vaccine is not going to be ready. The earliest time it could be ready is maybe in the fall, and by then they're going to be testing it.
Yeah.
And but it's not going to come anytime soon.
The model really is like what they did in South Korea, where they did enough testing where if you were infected, they quarantined you and anybody you came in contact with, and then people that weren't infected could go, do whatever they needed to do. But
well,
you're going to have
yeah.
to get to a level of testing.
But then they had somebody in one of the nightclubs who managed to give it to like 45 other people, so they had to shut all that down in South Korea. So I don't know.
Well,
It went around to about 10 bars.
Yeah.
And just spread it all over the place.
Yeah.
Well, until our fearless leader gets over his idea that testing makes us look bad, that's not going to happen.
Right.
So
it's a good example by wearing a mask at all times.
You betcha.
He doesn't need any help looking bad.
Yeah. Good point.
Marty, how's your neck?
It's there.
You got any leaking? That beer leaking out of that?
Yeah. Well, I had to get a little rag over here to get the beer picked up.
Yeah. See, I didn't think spackle was the right stuff to close that up.
Spackle may not be a first aid
Everybody doesn't know
device. Jeez, I wouldn't have known that.
I had an incision about that long
Ow.
right here
Oh,
to take out
ouch.
a skin cancer, and
oof.
it doesn't feel too great, you know?
Did they get it all?
Yeah.
Good for them.
They,
Good for you.
This procedure
Yeah.
is they take out what they think, then they go test it, and then they said, oops, we need to take out some more, so they had to do it again. But it was all at the same session.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You know?
Oh, good.
Sit there waiting, kind of, well, I hope it got it all, and came back and nope, we didn't, so did it again. But the next time they said they got it all, so I've had this done several times. It's not necessarily an advantage to be the whitest man in America.
Right.
Right. Well, I had a friend that had several skin cancer things that he had to get cut out.
Well, I've had it on my arm a couple times. I've got 2 times over here, a couple times up here, 1 time on my nose. Now over here, it's like, man,
Sunscreen.
if I have some skin left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get a lot of
They
sun
want
when
me
you
to
were
get this
young?
Cream. I think it was, were you asking me, Mimi, what the name of the cream was? Somebody last week
Yeah.
asked me.
Yeah.
It's tolnaftate, fluoronaphate, I think it's called. It's I call it the cream from hell.
Hopefully it's doing its
I'll just
job.
say, this is the way
Yeah.
it's look after you do it. It's like, oh, yes, you're successful.
Yeah.
If that's success, I don't want to see failure.
Yeah. There you go.
Oof.
So
Okay, I'm gonna have to take off. Is everybody going to Ukulele Society on Thursday?
Oh yeah.
I won't see
Well,
you there. but-
I'm not going to be participating because my orchestra director is doing a virtual graduation
Oh,
on the same time, so I won't be
well, you
around.
can watch it later.
the beauty of the
Yeah.
way they're doing it now, you can watch it later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, hey, Marty.
Yeah.
So on the you're going to do another one of those videos.
Yeah.
So have they already lined up all the Austin Ukulele Society ensemble folks to?
No, what they're going to do this time is Bob is going to announce it to everybody during the thing.
Oh,
If you're interested, write us, and
Right.
we'll set it up. And,
Okay.
and then if you write and say you're interested in doing it, then they'll send what he's calling a template out that
Right.
says, here's what we want you to do, and we'll send you a video and that kind
Right.
of stuff.
Meeting.
So
Cool.
it's open to all comers. I told Bob, I said, I think, if we get 35 participants, I can still manage it.
really?
Because what I'm going to do is sneak. I'm going to be sneaky.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick the best ones.
Ooh, sneaky.
We'll put together the audio part with about 8 or 10 people, and then I'm not jacking with the audio after that. Just put in videos.
Wise man.
Right.
There you
Right.
go.
So we could put
Okay.
in a bunch of video people,
Well, will he have the video that you're going to record against by next week?
Well, he did last time, so I'm assuming so.
Okay. Well, if we get that video by Monday, we'll go ahead and do it Tuesday. If not, we'll just do it the next week.
That's what we did the last time. I think it was the Tuesday after the Thursday. I think we did it. I don't remember for sure.
I don't know. It might have been another week.
I don't think it was that soon.
Maybe
I don't.
so.
Yeah, I don't. We talked about it, and then we had some kind of. Remember, we had a Zoom call with Bob and Jen,
Yeah.
and we fooled around, and
You and I and Jen and Bob may yet have another one to talk
Right.
about some of the details of this.
I didn't really help much on that. I don't know if you guys need me.
I thought you were real helpful. I I appreciated you being there.
I mean, taking
Well,
up
anyway.
space, taking up virtual space.
That's right. That or a bookend. I mean, what? Something like that. But no, I don't remember. I don't know exactly when it'll all be out. It's going to be up to Bob when he puts it out.
Right.
Uh,
Well, whenever it comes out, we'll just do it in the meeting. We'll do it at the beginning like we did last time.
and I asked him if he would to put the 1, 2, 3, 4, the timing
Yeah.
part like that, because I think that gets everybody in sync.
Yeah.
Particularly with the
it's almost
song,
impossible if you don't have
song,
that.
there's going to be a strong beat, and we have to be on it
Right.
in
Yeah.
order to make it sound decent.
Well, you don't. Turns out you don't have to be on it.
Really?
I discovered in the Let It Be version that there's
Close
some
enough.
variation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Think
yeah.
about when we're there.
I'm just
Everybody's not all together.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
so that first version versus the last one you ended up with, you got synchronization a lot better. What did you do?
Well, I just worked a lot longer. I was sick of it
Yeah.
when I did the first one, and then I realized I could do it. So what I did was I played Bob, and then I played, for example, you, and I lined those two up.
Oop, there's a cat.
And the next time I played Bob and, the next person. What I was doing before was trying to line up everybody at the same time.
Uh-huh.
It worked out a lot better to just have Bob and one other.
Yeah.
And then I played Bob and another one, and finally, so it worked out that way. Plus, there's a feature on the Adobe Premiere where this is getting a little kind of technical, but the frame rate on the video part is 30 frames a second, but your audio is much finer control, and there's a setting in there you can say, I want to adjust it by the audio, not by the video.
Oh.
And when you do that, you got a little more, you might have from one frame to the next this much time, but when you measure the audio, you've got more fine increments to line it up to. I discovered that after that first version. So I guess that's one of the major things I figured out on it.
Hey, Fred.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take off too. See you guys.
Y'all
See
have
you,
a
Fred.
good week.
Thanks,
Everybody.
Real
Well,
people.
have a good week. Thanks
See you
for
next
coming.
week.
Yeah.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Bye.